Kids are in bed?
Kids are in bed.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 9 of The Kids Are in Bed. I'm Tim Severson, and this is Jenny Severson. Jenny, what'd it do?
Oh, what's up?
What's up with the wiggity whack? What's up? That's it? That's all we got. Okay. Yeah. No?
I don't know how to respond to that.
To which part?
Any of it.
Oh.
Like, how do you respond to what's up with the wiggity whack? What's up?
I think it's mostly just saying, what's new?
Oh.
How are you?
I'm so great, thanks. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for asking.
Great news. Good to hear.
We're going to dive right into our topic this week because it's a big one. It's an important, controversial topic, I think.
Okay.
And, we need to be prepared for and spend a lot of time on.
Controversial.
We are going to be comparing and then crowning one of our 2 favorite sitcoms of all time.
Real controversial.
Yes. And which 2 are we going to be? Which 2 are we going to be?
Suddenly stressed.
Which 2 are we going to be covering today?
I don't know.
You don't?
Our 2 favorite sitcoms?
Yeah.
I have to guess?
Yeah.
Well, what am I doing?
You're guessing which 2 sitcoms we might be talking about today.
Got it. I meant like, what am I doing when I'm watching it? Sometimes doesn't what you want to watch depend on what you're doing? Whoa. What's this situation? That's
The
cool.
drawstring deal? Yeah.
Yeah. Never seen that before.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Got distracted. What's the question?
We're going to compare our 2 favorite sitcoms of all time.
Mm-hmm.
What 2 sitcoms are those?
So it's going to be How I Met Your Mother.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Friends.
That's right.
But I just want to say, like, there's a lot of other sitcoms that jump to my mind. Scrubs.
Sure.
The Office.
Uh-huh.
Parks and Recreation.
Absolutely.
Are you just supposed to call it Parks and Rec? It sounded weird to say Parks and Recreation.
That's a great question.
It felt wrong.
The title is Parks and Recreation, right? It's not Parks and Rec, is it?
I'm suddenly doubting everything I know.
I don't know either. I could be convinced of either one right now. Yes, those are all.
So I had a moment of panic because but was I right?
You were right. And I think the reason why I was so confident in saying there are 2 favorite is because even those like The Office, I've rewatched so many times, but you haven't. It's not, you've rewatched it a lot, but you haven't rewatched it to the same degree as those other ones.
Oh.
Same goes for Scrubs. I've watched Scrubs a lot, and you have rewatched it some with me, but you've grown tired of that in the past. Not that you don't like it anymore. It's just not in the same stratosphere as those 2.
Yeah, like I could watch How I Met Your Mother right now. I will when I go to bed.
We'll watch it tonight as we fall asleep. But before I met your mother, before How I Met Your Mother, Friends was our number 1, and it wasn't even close.
No.
And that was just the nature of when it came out. And then I don't know if there was like a lull in sitcom time. I guess we got onto The Office.
We were doing things other than watching TV for several years.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have seen the Friends finale if it wouldn't have happened my freshman year of college. But it just happened to be, I remember I was in Pioneer Hall and watched it.
All right.
With a bunch of girls.
Nice.
as the only male who was into it in the area, I guess. But yeah, so going back to Friends, when was the first season of Friends? 93?
I don't know.
Somewhere around there, early 90s. And so I watched that a lot growing up. It was always, I watched it with my mom a lot. It was just on. And then I feel like Friends reruns started like quickly.
Yeah.
It got so popular so fast that it was like syndicated and running reruns while they were still like in their 7th season.
Yeah.
Completely making that up, but it feels right.
It
Like,
does feel right. Yeah.
So that was, and you must have been relatively similar. It must have been on, or did you find it later in life?
I don't think I started watching it until I was in high school.
Oh, really?
I definitely remember watching it. Like in my family's, we called our living room the green room. We would definitely, I have memories of watching it in the green room, but I didn't start really binge watching it until I was in college.
Did you start watching it on DVD then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I mean, I saw reruns.
Yeah, so you didn't watch. So your first,
But I didn't watch it in real time.
your first exposure to it wasn't watching it week by week, and
Yeah, but I just mean that was 8th or 9th season probably. There was 7 years of
that's what I mean.
episodes I had never seen. Yeah, I didn't watch it.
You started watching it before you had seen the first seasons, and you went back and rewatched the first season.
I think so.
Oh.
Now I'm questioning everything I know.
Okay. Sorry I asked about the past.
I know. I'm sorry. I do vividly remember the travel DVD players? They were like just the size of a DVD with a flip up and watching Friends on road trips to New York on that tiny little screen. Yeah,
you'd have to hold it still so it wouldn't skip.
Yeah.
We'd always try to find like the perfect spot on the dash where it wouldn't skip when we did any minor bump. Yeah. We also watched it on that same DVD player hooked up to the TV we still have while we painted our townhouse in Maple Grove. That was all we had for entertainment. We just watched however many seasons you can get through in 24 hours of nonstop painting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Friends, we were huge on. There was a long period of time where we were like, we will take on anybody in a game of Friends trivia.
Oh, and we would win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty rusty.
Oh, I'm terrible now.
But back then, we would take down anybody.
Yeah. Now, that has been replaced after, it took us, we did not start How I Met Your Mother when it started.
No, not even close.
It took years of our friend Zach telling us that we reminded him of Marshall and Lily. And
I think mostly Ted reminded him of himself.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And then the Marshall and the Lily were just bonuses.
I feel like weekdays, Zach was Ted. And weekends, he was like, maybe I could be Barney.
No, he was definitely Ted. Looking for love?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't that Ted Mosby's arc kind of is he tried to pretend to be Barney for a little while, but that didn't work because he wanted love.
Yeah.
I'm as we're talking about this, I'm curious. Do you think that both sitcoms are equally popular across people who are of the age to know both? Do you think if you were a Friends fan that you jumped into How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of cross-pollination.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's not complete, I don't think. I think there's a lot of people, I feel like more people, if I asked, have you seen Friends, they'd say yes. And How I Met Your Mother, they'd say no. And I don't know if that means I've never seen an episode or it's like I haven't seen enough to even say that I watched it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So in that vein, should I try to sum up How I Met Your Mother really, really fast?
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, do it. Okay.
Okay. There are three friends at Wesleyan University, Ted, Marshall, and Lily. Marshall and Lily meet freshman year and fall in love. They eventually get married. They move to New York City. Ted's an architect, struggling to find his way. They meet Barney. Barney is a playboy by trade. He works for a bank, and you never know his position. His only response is, please. And then they meet Robin Scherbatsky, who is a up-and-coming journalist trying to make her way as a talking head on a major TV network. Ted and Robin fall in love. He steals a blue French horn. He gives it to her. He tries to kiss her. doesn't close the deal. Lame. Then they go home. He tells her, I love her. Lame. Not much of a closer, that Ted. And then Barney falls in love with Robin. Robin and Barney get together. They break up. Ted falls back in love with Robin. They hook up. Then Robin falls back in love with Barney.
So much love.
Marshall and Lily have a baby. Marshall's dad dies. And
such a good episode.
It really is a good episode. And when it gets to the finale, Barney and Robin get married. Ted's going to move away to Chicago to fulfill his dream of becoming a full-blown architect in Chicago. He meets his wife at the subway station, leaving the wedding. They fall in love. The final episode is about their relationship, but it ends with Ted showing up at Robin's window with the blue French horn as a nod to the first season, and it's the most wonderful thing in the world. That is How I Met Your Mother in a very quick, roundabout way. There's a lot more that happens.
There's a lot more that happens. I feel like you missed a really important part at the end there.
Which one?
About what happens to the mother.
Well, I wasn't trying to spoil it for people. I was just trying.
Oh, you just were recapping an entire series. Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That was
Well,
nice.
we'll get to that. I was just trying to.
okay.
I was just trying to fill my mom in on what How I Met Your Mother's all about because she doesn't. I'll just I'll mark that chapter on YouTube. So it's just like, mom, watch this minute and a half or whatever that was. I'm not going to do that with Friends because Friends is much more nuanced. So I have a list.
Ooh,
of little things that we can compare, contrast.
Okay.
And I think what we should do with each one is just come up with, okay, what wins?
Okay.
And we point out
what wins. Got it.
So that scores each sitcom a point.
Okay.
At the end, one sitcom will have more points than the other.
Okay.
I have a feeling I know where this is going to go, but we could be surprised. Who knows?
Yeah.
We might break some stuff down and get nostalgic here. So let's start with I think the best place to start is the beginning.
Very good place to start.
So let's talk about pilot episodes.
Pilot episodes.
So Friends versus How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
Which pilot episode do you think
How
is
I Met
best?
Your Mother. For sure.
That easy to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that pilot.
Why?
Well, it sets up the entire premise of the show.
Mm-hmm.
That Ted's talking to his kids. I'm allowed to just talk about the show now.
Yeah.
You like leaving stuff out confused me.
No, so that we can talk about it. If I mentioned
okay.
it all then it's like, oh.
Oh, yeah. And then the whole episode, you think that he's telling his kids how he met their mother, but then it's all just how he met Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, like I said, it's a long story.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does do a great job too. One of the things that I think How I Met Your Mother, I think is, there's a lot of sitcoms that I haven't seen, but I would say in that format, what do they call that? Is it 4-camera?
I don't know.
Or is it single camera? No, single camera is like The Office. I think it's like 4-camera, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Laugh track, sitcom.
Laugh track.
You know what I'm talking about. That they played with time. And in a way that wraps in scenes from future episodes and then also retroactively goes back in time.
It's all over the place.
And I feel like that's pretty unique for a sitcom to do. Especially the way that they did it. Like, of course, there's flashbacks, but this is like flashbacks within the time that you're watching the show. So you're like, oh, I remember that. Yeah. Or you're wondering like, oh, why is that going to happen or what goes on there sort of deal. Yeah. Which I think is great. Now,
love that.
The Friends pilot, though, different time for sure. They really needed to try to just really hammer in as many jokes as they could. And I'm trying to remember. So Rachel runs away from her wedding, right?
Yeah. Obviously, it's in the coffee shop.
Yeah.
She comes into the coffee shop in her dress.
Yeah.
You just kind of get introduced to all the characters.
Right.
But the characters, I feel like in How I Met Your Mother, the characters don't change much.
No.
And in Friends, they're completely different characters by the end.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really didn't draw out who they all were. Where How I Met Your Mother, you can tell. They
From
knew
Jump Street.
exactly who everybody was.
Yep.
And and I feel, but that's also, I feel, I don't know if that's a sign of maybe writers who are busy, or maybe writers who are like, nothing's ever going to work. So why even take the time? Because The Office did that too with a lot of characters.
They did, totally.
You know, like Kelly was supposed to be kind of conservative. And then all of a sudden it was just like out of nowhere. She was just like this bubbly, friendly.
Yeah. Well, and
Kelly.
Michael's a jerk.
Yeah.
And a nightmare.
Yeah.
And not endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think with Friends, it was more that they just kind of became themselves versus the character.
Yeah.
Like in How I Met Your Mother, the actors are playing this specific character. And Friends, they kind of slowly evolved into who they actually are as people.
Yeah.
I think. Like Chandler Bing was Matthew Perry by the end.
Yeah.
He was just playing himself.
Sure. R.I.P.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Chandler Bong gone.
Couldn't tell if that was supposed to be like heartfelt. I love Chandler Bing.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is on your list and I'm jumping ahead about like favorite characters, but Chandler Bing is one of my top 2 favorite TV characters of all time. I love Chandler Bing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he made that show go. His humor and the way that he did it, Ross couldn't have carried that show.
Oh.
Joey couldn't. Well, they tried.
Yeah.
Joey cannot carry a show. So, he was very much necessary. Where I feel like across the female side of things, they were all kind of rock solid.
Rock solid. So solid. I actually thought that Ross Geller, David Schwimmer, was one of the best actors on the show. Like, he played Ross. He actually played Ross. Like, you kind of hated Ross.
Yeah.
That was all David Schwimmer. Like, he did a good job.
But I also kind of don't like David Schwimmer all that much.
Oh, why not?
I don't know.
What did he ever do to you?
I think it's mostly because of the first episode of Band of Brothers.
Oh, somehow I knew you were going to say that. Even though I haven't watched that in a decade.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
fair.
Sometimes.
Fair.
And his small role on 6 Days, 7 Nights starring Anne Heche and Harrison Ford.
Oh.
He's like the boyfriend, and he's just like, I don't know, he's a tool.
No good. Oh.
So I guess it's just kind of what he's good at playing.
Oh.
No, it's what he's good at playing.
Oh, he's good at playing the tool.
Yeah. You know, it's not his
Sorry.
fault. It's not his fault that that's what he's good at. Okay, so we're giving the point to How I Met Your Mother there.
That's where my point is. You didn't answer.
Oh, I agree with you.
Oh.
I agree. I think that the pilot episode of How I Met Your Mother is far superior.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great pilot.
Yeah. All right. Moving along. Because we're on a time crunch here.
Sorry.
So just
We'll move along.
We'll move along then. Let's go with the on again, off again, will they, won't they couples.
Oh, yeah.
So we got Ted and Robin.
Ted and Robin.
Versus Ross and Rachel.
Ross and Rachel. I have to pick one?
No, we were going to discuss, and we'll
which
come
one
to a
I like better, or which
one's better?
storyline is better?
It's just which one's better. Just we're trying to remove as much subjective opinion as we can, and just really break down which couple is better.
Ted and Robin.
Oh, I'm going to have to disagree here.
Oh, okay.
I would say Ross and Rachel.
Well, that was the other choice.
Well, I didn't even barely start that sentence, I don't think.
Sorry.
I would say Ross and Rachel are far more iconic as a couple. Where I feel like before that it was Sam and Diane from Cheers. They were a will they won't they kind of situation, and you could say in conversation to somebody, it's like, that's a real Sam and Diane situation. They knew, even if they didn't watch Cheers, they knew what that was. I feel like Ross and Rachel, same thing.
That's true.
Friends fan or not, if somebody said like, they're a real Ross and Rachel, you knew exactly what that meant. If I went up to somebody right now and be like, those two are real Ted and Robin, they'd be like, are those your aunt and uncle? Like, what, like they wouldn't know. They wouldn't be there.
That's just, I feel like the viewers, though. Friends has more viewers. So.
Ooh. You really call me out for making things up a lot. Why? How do you?
More people have watched Friends than have watched How I Met Your Mother. Absolutely.
Oh.
That's not even, I mean, I'm certain.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you think even at their height, when it was going down, they had a greater market share than How I Met Your Mother did at any point?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do. And yeah. Well, anyways. But I was going to say something about that's a real Ross and Rachel. Oh, but everyone knew Ross and Rachel were going to get together. Everyone knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that Ted and Robin were going to end up together. Nobody knew that. And people were like mad. People were angry about it. When it happened, people were like upset. So I liked it because it was a surprise. And Ross and Rachel was so obvious. Saw it happening from a mile away.
I didn't know she was getting off that plane.
She got off the plane. She did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I know.
That's what I say. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. But I hear what you're saying about it being more iconic. The question wasn't which one was more iconic. Well,
and I think that in terms of chemistry, from like actually, no, I would say kind of around the board. Not that Ted and Robin are bad. I think that Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer had a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
And I think
you're right.
I think it showed in their banter really well. And then when they were more serious and intimate, dramatic, things like that, it got better. And then when they'd shift back to banter, I feel like they got more real, where Ted and Robin just always were. They don't really grow that much to me.
Okay. You're convincing me.
My job isn't to convince you.
Well, you're right. The chemistry part is 100% true. But that's because they had the hots for each other.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they told us that in the reunion episode.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
They had crushes, I think they said.
Yeah.
Who says crush at their age?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But you're right about the chemistry. You're right about the fact that they was more iconic. I will provide the point to you, sir.
Oh, okay. That's how you debate. Okay, so then we'll move on to the next couple category.
Next couple.
Which I would say is just like your feel-good couple. So we have Marshall and Lily versus Monica and Chandler.
Monica and Chandler.
Oh, see now. No, that's also the wrong answer.
What? No.
Marshall and Lily are so far superior to Monica and Chandler.
What's happening?
What do you mean?
Mr. Chandler Bong?
Yeah. I love them, but again, you have to take them as a pair. You cannot weight them because he is one of your favorite characters of all time, because he would have been regardless of that relationship. I would say that Jason Segel and
I do love Jason Segel.
Yeah, and Allison
Hannigan?
Yes. They fall into a similar category. They're not at all on Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer's level. But in terms of chemistry, they are very believable as a couple. And I think probably the only thing I need to bring up to get you on my side is the proposal.
Chandler and Monica's proposal is cringe. It's really bad. I agree. It's very, very bad. But I feel like their relationship is just very strong.
Mm-hmm. Whose?
Monica and Chandler's. I love how they get together. So fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then their little secret.
Yes.
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite episodes of television, when they're trying to break Chandler.
Yes.
And Phoebe's trying, and they're Phoebe's like trying to seduce him.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Well, and
so the whole secret thing.
And because that episode has what do they call it? Like the post-credits scene? That's when Ross is trying to get Ugly Naked Guy's apartment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then, or is that the next episode? No,
that's a different episode.
It's the next episode.
Yeah. And they start jumping up and,
Yeah. They get all excited.
Yeah. I use that meme a lot. GIF.
Yeah. It's the end of that episode when he sees and says, "Get off my sister."
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yes, that is a good scene.
But so I love how I love how they get together. I love how they keep it a secret for a while. That's really fun. And then from then on, their relationship is just rock solid.
Yeah.
And Marshall and Lily, they go through some stuff, which is real.
Right.
Appreciate that. But sometimes I get a little mad at Lily. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like she lies to Marshall a lot. Mm-hmm. She lies about a lot of stuff.
Her credit card debt.
I don't really like that she does that. Mm-mm.
She put her name down for the wedding venue.
Yeah, it's no good.
Which they did in Friends too, right?
Oh,
Haven't we noticed a bunch of
there's so many
storylines that are definitely...
Obviously, she moved to San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just always... I feel like their relationship had way more ups and downs, and Monica and Chandler were just rock solid.
But also, Monica and Chandler didn't get together until the 5th season?
I'm bad at seasons.
Yeah, I can't remember. But they had a long time to go. Between the start of the series and when they got together, when How I Met Your Mother starts, it starts with Marshall and Lily getting engaged.
Yeah.
So they are together for always. And
they need some drama.
Yeah. They have to find a way. Otherwise, what's the point of just a perfect couple just hanging out with 3 other flawed people is just kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I like... And I think, too, probably because I can relate to a lot of the humor in it. Like Marshall having to hear Ted and Barney talk about how many people they've had sex with. And then he just calculates how many times he's had sex with Lily. And he's like, I am killing you guys.
And then they say it's 1.
Yeah, it counts as 1.
Counts as 1.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold strong and say Marshall and Lily. You're gonna hold strong and say Chandler. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are knotted up at 1.5 to 1.5.
All right.
So it's a tight one.
How many more do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh wow.
5.
Okay, we better get cruising.
That's what I've been
saying. Okay, sorry.
Okay. So oddball character, and I just am comparing, or I can give you the option. Would you rather compare Barney and Joey or Barney and Phoebe? Because we're kind of mismatched on the number of characters.
Oh, well.
It seemed most appropriate, Barney and Joey, because they both are comedic relief and they're both ladies' men.
Mm-hmm. You can pick.
Okay, let's do that then. Barney and Joey. Who gets the point?
Joey.
This one's tough for me. Because Joey is cool. Mm-hmm. And he has one move. And that's it. And it works every time.
It does. Why mess with perfection?
Yeah. And I will say that I think what they had a really hard time with his character was he was such an idiot for so long. And then near the end, they tried to make it like, no, he's not anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, hold on.
They made him too dumb.
Yeah.
They did, for sure.
They started out with him being too dumb, and then they got uncomfortable with that.
I think they started at a normal level, and then they ramped it way up, and then they tried to bring it back down again, and it didn't work.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Barney Stinson. Man. I mean,
he does have good one-liners.
And Neil Patrick Harris is so unbelievably talented.
Yeah, he is.
He does magic, he dances, he sings, he goes through, and he does them all in the show, and they're great. But same thing. There are times where I get kind of worn out from Barney Stinson.
I mean, he's like not a good person.
He really isn't.
That's why I picked Joey. Yeah. Joey is just a lovable person. Barney's not really a nice person.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give the point to Joey there. I think that's fair. I don't like it because I do like Barney Stinson, but I think in this case, I don't. I think Joey wins.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
But if we're talking about catchphrases, obviously it's Barney Stinson. Yeah, Joey has 1. Barney Stinson has 100.
Oh yeah, but Joey's 1 is having 1 catchphrase is so much better.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
you get 1.
Well, and because the thing is, Barney Stinson has 1. Wait for it.
Oh, he has way more.
But that's
Suit Up.
But yeah, Suit Up. Wait for it. I think is the most frequently occurring one. That one hangs on. Suit Up goes away at some point. Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
Rewatch it.
I'll rewatch it tonight. Yeah.
Okay. Point to Joey and to Friends. So we are now 2.5 to 1.5. Okay. There's lots of them, so we can just talk about a few. Which one has an annoying plot line that sticks out most to you that you think is more annoying than the most
So this one
you don't.
The point goes to the other.
The point goes to the one that's least annoying.
Oh, okay.
So if you're most annoying, then point goes the other way.
Okay. I have mine, but I feel like I always go first, so I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
Barney Stinson.
I think my most annoying of Friends, out of a few annoying plot lines, but my most is the idea of Joey and Rachel having any romantic involvement at all.
100%.
Never should happen.
It
doesn't make a lick of sense that would ever be a thing. Joey tried early and failed, and I don't know why they even tried to make anybody. It wasn't believable. You knew it wasn't going to last. It was just like. So then all the scenes, you're like, I don't care about this because it doesn't make a difference to anything that's about to happen. Yeah. So that's like my most annoying of the
Point
Friends.
How I Met Your Mother. That's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hate it.
Do you have one?
That would be mine too.
Oh, that would be yours?
Yeah, agree with you.
Okay, just for fun though, how about from the How I Met Your Mother side, what would you call the most annoying plot line or most annoying thing? And I guess it doesn't have to be a plot line. I know mine for How I Met Your Mother. Do you want to know mine?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the last season, and it's when Robin and Ted are on the beach.
Oh, yes.
See, the thing you have to understand, Mom, is that in the last season, when Marshall is traveling across country because he got stranded in Minnesota, he stopped at Ted's childhood home in Ohio, Cleveland, and found out that Ted had a childhood best friend that was a balloon. Mm-hmm. And we find out that Ted lost his best friend because it floated away. Mm-hmm. And then in a gross attempt at symbolism, metaphor, I don't know, there's a scene on the beach where Ted is finally giving up on his romantic interest in Robin, and she floats away into the sky. What's the song?
I can't remember.
Close your eyes, give me a chance.
Oh, yes.
I can. Do you understand?
It's so bad. But it's supposed to be so bad, right?
No, there were better ways. We've talked about that. I've come up with a million better ways to do that because it's mostly that the way I think they must have put Colby Smulders like in a harness. And so it's like she's like in like a Peter Pan kind of pose as it's very awful. It is, I mean, really bad. It could have been Jump the Shark bad. Like I bet there are people that stopped that were like, that's it.
That's it.
That's all I got.
There was one night where I got it. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, that's it. And now I can't remember what it was. And I watched it again since then. But I remember at one point, like, understanding. I was like, oh, I have to go watch it again and see if I can get my memory jogged.
Oh, okay.
But mostly I'm with you 100%. But I feel like I did have a moment where I had a new realization.
Yeah. If it was that strong, you'd still have it. Wasn't that strong.
Well, that could be.
Okay, so we go point How I Met Your Mother there, and we are knotted up again. This is coming down to the wire. Okay, this is a fun one. Who had better guest stars? Because both shows have a plethora of guest appearances, both recurring and one time. Just to go, I'll name some that jump to the top of my head. Friends, we've got Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis, Brooke Shields,
Julia Roberts, Reese
Witherspoon,
Christina Applegate.
Yeah, man. There's more. I had other ones, but
that's a good list.
Yes. Who's the supermodel?
Oh, Paul Rudd was at a moment before he became reoccurring.
Yeah. Who's the supermodel roommate that lived with Joey?
Oh, what is her name?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Her. She was a big name that we don't know, so maybe she wasn't. She definitely was. She was like Victoria's Secret model or something, but I don't remember.
That we don't know who she is. Denise Richards,
yes. Yeah, so there's a lot of good ones there. How I Met Your Mother also has good ones. I would say like they have John Lithgow, Wayne Brady is recurring as Barney's black gay brother. There's more. Help me out here.
Martin Short,
yes. Dean Koontz.
What?
Isn't that his name? Or is that the author?
That's an author.
What, isn't his name Koontz? No?
It?
I don't know.
Oh.
Help me out. You love
Sorry, you got me all confused with Dean Koontz for a second. That can't be his name. That guy, yeah. Okay. What are we talking about? How I Met Your Mother. Breaking Bad. What's his name? Lost his name. Both of them.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul and Walter White.
Yes.
Are both in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't say their names right now.
No, I can't even.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan
Cranston.
Heidi Klum.
Yep. Something About Mary guy. The guy from Something About Mary.
Ben Stiller?
No.
Christopher Elliott.
Yeah, Christopher Elliott. He's Lily's dad.
Ben Stiller is in Friends, right? No.
Is he like a jerk or something?
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
Alec Phoebe.
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Dates Phoebe.
Oh, Pete. Jon Favreau.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Selleck.
Oh, yeah. I think this is Point
Friends.
Yeah,
it's Point Friends for sure.
For sure. I was just going to say another one, though, but I lost it. Hank Azaria.
Yes.
Yeah. Friends.
Yeah, Friends wins.
It's Friends for sure. Oh, Britney Spears.
Yes. Sarah Chalk.
I love her.
I do too.
She's a cast member.
Though. She wasn't really a guest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like How I Met Your Mother has like shorter ones. Like there are some big name people that are in it for like Regis Philbin when they're trying to find the best burger. Maury Povich, they see him
I loved
everywhere.
the Maury Povich
Yeah,
episode.
they see him around all over the place. You know, those kind of things. So they're all kind of short little blips of people. Yeah. But yeah, I think that definitely goes to Friends. So we got a point Friends. So now we're 3.5 to 2.5.
All right.
Which has a better finale? I have a lot to say about this. So
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother is good. So Friends is good too. Friends did what sitcoms of that era did, where they just kind of put it all to bed, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air did the same thing. Seinfeld to some degree because they were in jail. So it's like, but it's like that period of their life is over. The life that you were in for is now done. You know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they move out of their house in Bel-Air. Same with Friends. They're no longer going to be living in the apartment. And they say these sappy goodbyes to, can I tell you something? What? I said goodbye to our townhouse like that.
No, you did
And I
not.
felt so gross about it.
Why'd you do it?
I don't know.
By yourself?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to do.
I gave it a double tap.
No. Oh, God.
I did.
Why did you wait so long to tell me?
I don't know.
You've been holding on to this for years.
Yeah. It was very awkward. I walked to the car like, ugh.
Wish I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah. I like that it closes the book. I do like that, the sense of finality. Finality? Is that how you say that? Mm-hmm. For the characters. Like, this is, you don't have to wonder what they do next because it's all bookended.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I know we agree on this. So I know we're going to have a tie. But I need to talk about that finale, and just so I can talk about it.
Okay.
Because here's the problem. Because people got really upset with the finale.
Did you switch shows?
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
Oh, sorry. How I Met Your Mother. Their finale, people got really upset by. Because as you said earlier, the way it ends is that Ted ends up with Robin. Mm-hmm. Which, in retrospect, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Duh.
The beginning part of the last episode is all about Ted's relationship with the kid's mother. Mm-hmm. And I think what people really missed in the last season is the last season, especially the second half of the last season, is doing what Friends did in the last scene of the last episode. Mm-hmm. It's giving you closure, but they give you closure on everybody. The waitress at the Wendy, the waitress. You find out what happens to her. Mm-hmm. You find out what happens to everybody. And everybody that you could possibly care about, you get what happened. Mm-hmm. You know. And so that's all done. By the time you get to the last episode, it's all over. And then they give you the whole story of those two meeting, but they do it in such an interesting way because you start seeing their relationship past them first meeting. And so, what's the mother's name? The actress's name?
Christina. Starts with the M.
Yeah. Mariotti.
I don't know how to say her last name.
She is the best. She is so adorable.
Love her.
But, you know, you get to see the relationship, so you fall in love with her, or at least I did. I fell in love with her to the point where, I mean, even after I don't know how many, I could cry every time I watch the last episode. Mm-hmm. I could easily let it go. But people got so upset by that. But the whole show was about Ted and Robin. People got so confused because it was called How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
But once, like, and especially after you got to, like, I can't remember. It was a couple of seasons before the last season. I remember we were like, because there was a time where you're like, is she the mother? Oh, who's that? You know, you try to figure it. But then eventually you get to a point where you're like, oh, we're we're not going to meet the mother until
Yeah.
they just put it in our face.
Yeah.
Like all these are whatever. Red herrings. Red herrings.
Oh, red
I almost
herrings.
said false herrings.
False herrings, red
false
herrings.
Blue heron. But no, the last episode, and much similar to Zipper Merge, I would take anybody on and talking about that episode. I think it is wonderfully done. I think you couldn't end a sitcom series better than that show did. Because the only thing that you really wonder about is what happens to Ted and Robin. And that's it. That's the only thing you don't know. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they're fine.
They're definitely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It did take me a minute. I watched we watched it in real time, right?
Yep.
And I had to think. I feel like I had to sit on the couch for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe even 15. And just like process through. Be like, okay, what just happened? How do I feel about it? Like I didn't instantly love it. But as I processed through it,
yeah,
I was very happy.
Yeah.
And then I immediately watched the whole series.
Yeah, I would,
because when you watch it as an entire series from start to finish, it's perfect.
Yeah, I would like to talk to somebody about it that only is binged it. That didn't, because that's true. That's a good point. That coming down the stretch on the last season, you're getting so amped up that you're missing so much. And so you don't know that when they're telling you what happened to Wendy the waitress, that's a good thing. You're just kind of like, that's weird. And then like there's a whole episode of Gary
Blauman.
I hate Gary Blauman.
I love Gary Blauman.
But that whole episode,
I hate that I love Gary Blauman.
I hate how much I love Gary Blauman. But that episode ends and they wrap up like 6 characters.
Yeah. All in one.
Back to, and they
in
do
such
it,
a fun way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
so
like
good.
sets in the parking lot. Like it's great. It's good stuff. So How I Met Your Mother gets the point. So that means we are on to the tie-breaking question. Which one of these series do you think, and I obviously there's probably not any real way to quantify this, so it's going to be gut.
Gut.
Have you seen more episodes of?
Oh, How I Met Your Mother.
Do you think so?
For sure. Yeah.
Man.
I've gone years of my life without watching Friends.
That's true. That is true. But
I always watch
Friends has also existed for a lot longer.
Yeah.
30 plus versus it's double the time.
Yeah.
But you started late.
Yeah.
But as a couple, we have watched far more.
I watch at least 2 episodes every day. So
yeah.
that's
I watch at least 10 minutes. Because that's about how long it takes me to fall asleep.
So if I've watched 2 episodes a day for 7 years, that's a lot. I can't even do that math.
That is a lot. That is a lot because it is on all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, that's a weekday. Let's talk about a Sunday when we've had some cocktails on Saturday. You're watching more than that.
Yeah.
When you go lay down in bed and put the phone under your ear on the lowest volume setting.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I like how we're not saying that it's not on the TV.
Well,
most of these are on my phone with my phone under my ear.
Yeah, or if we're traveling, there is a phone in between our faces.
Mm-hmm.
We're like this.
Oh, cute.
We are very cute.
It's adorable.
I know. So the winner is How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
I knew it could be. I was worried at the beginning. I was like, what if it accidentally becomes friends.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It was closer.
I wouldn't have been mad about it.
No,
but-
you can't be mad at
No.
Friends. My other question, just because I think we've got a couple of minutes, is better theme song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That just broke my brain. Oh, that's like Adele versus Sia. Can't be done. Can't be answered.
Yeah.
I decline to answer that question.
Yeah, it's hard. I think why it's so hard is because the Friends theme song became a pop song and was played on the radio, and it got played. And so I think that one just kind of started to wear on me.
Oh,
Where
that's too bad.
the How I Met Your Mother theme song is short. Because even the Office theme song can wear on me, especially if I'm trying to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah. That's the worst
Yeah.
song when you're trying to fall asleep.
There have been times where I've been like,
Shut that shit off.
on the verge of it. And I'm like, when did they release a 45-minute version of this song? The episode should have started a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so How I Met Your Mother is always really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Yeah.
But it's a nice break. It's the right time.
Yeah. It's very short.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I say the word I just forgot how to talk. I feel like I say the word nostalgia on this podcast too much. But
I don't think that's true.
the Friends song is just very nostalgic. Like I have memories of being in my friend's car.
Well, right.
Right,
Like the
like,
Friends
with it.
opening,
Yeah.
again, I would use the word iconic. Like it's just good. Like
Yeah.
it was a good idea. Like
Yeah.
the whole thing about it is great. And the first time you heard the song, you were like, oh
This
yeah,
is a great song.
I dare you to not clap. Good luck.
Now I'm thinking about
Somebody with one arm's like, fuck you, man.
oh my gosh, Tim. What the fuck?
Well, there you have it.
That's it?
That's it.
You don't got nothing else on there?
I don't got nothing else on there.
Who wins? All right. I don't know. Are we out of time?
No, parting
One
thoughts,
of the
please.
parting thoughts is the similarities
Mhm.
between the two shows
Yes.
is ridiculous.
Sitcoms have a formula. They work.
So ridiculous. But this is even worse, though. Obviously, Central Perk versus McLaren's. It's just a coffee
But
shop.
they
versus
also, in How I
a
Met Your
pub.
Mother, they start an episode in a coffee shop and they leave and they go, yeah. Bars are way more fun than
That
coffee
was fun.
shops.
That was fun.
They
for
made
sure.
they made a nod.
I liked that.
Yeah.
That was good. Ted being a professor
hmm
and Ross is a professor.
Yep.
Architecture versus paleontology, but still. I feel like I'm blanking now, but there's so many.
Yes.
There's so many.
There are from complete storylines to small references.
Right.
They exist.
Yeah.
Um,
Why can't I think of all the other ones right now?
it's okay.
Shoot. All right.
But-
Well, those are my parting thoughts that I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that Friends did, I was thinking about this. Did How I Met Your Mother, other than like going upstate to Farhampton, they didn't leave New York all that much.
No, Marshall's
other than
dad.
to tell stories. Where Friends, they went to
Yeah,
London,
London.
and then they went.
Oh no! In How I Met Your Mother, they go to Atlantic City, and they also go to Minnesota for Marshall's dad's funeral.
That's true.
And
I feel
that
like, and maybe it was because I watched it in real time, but I feel like it was a big deal when it was like they're going to London. You know?
yeah, it was.
It was.
What's clickbait for television?
Yeah. Right. Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Ratings. It was a ratings ploy.
Drop me tablet.
You complete me kitchen, matey.
We do quote Friends more often, I think.
Yeah. It's very
There
quotable.
there are more of those in our lives. The wind through your heart.
I really love too when Chandler and Rachel are eating the cheesecake off the floor with forks.
Yes.
That's one of my favorites.
Or like
So
when Ross
funny.
uses the fake accent and they all
Yeah.
catch him. All right.
Identify.
Phasing out the X. Yeah, it's a good show.
It is.
They're both so great.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to have. They're like these nice security blankets,
Oh yeah.
you know. When everything else is going wrong, they're there.
They'll
For
be there
you.
for you.
When the rain starts to pour.
Should we go check on the kids?
You should go check on the kids. See you next time.